Foxnex, no swiping. Foxnex, no swiping. Foxnex, no swiping. Oh, man.
ValleyFlyin.
Hey, what's up, all you Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. I'm doing announcing the giveaway winner at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But I am joined by MobileGamer, OhEmGee, Trevor, whatever you want to be called. I will call you that.
Trevor. I don't know.
Okay. It's weird. But anyway, we are joined here because, or you are joining me here because there's been some issues in the game that people are very angry about. And sure. So just a brief history, if you don't know what is going on, Phoenix, a legendary character, was announced last week, and this week it was announced that it is a 6-star unlock, which is very different than what we've had in the past. Now, every previous legendary character that we've had, 5-star. And we've also shown footage on our channels, right?
Right. Well, a week ago, they said Phoenix is coming to the game. She's going to be legendary, and that we're going to require these 5 villain mystic controllers. And I don't think we were presumptuous by assuming that she was going to be a 5-star unlock, because the footage showed her at 5 stars, and then there was also a 2-hour window where the patch went live, and then inside the game, actually showing on the bottom, like if you went all the way to the bottom of your roster, accidentally Cyclops and Phoenix were showing, and Phoenix was showing as a 310 shard unlock, which is 5 stars. Then that was an error, and it was removed from the game in about 2 hours. So we had 2 pieces of information suggesting that this legendary event was going to be business as usual. 5-star unlock, 5-star characters in the video, 5 stars in the game files, and it's like, whoopsie, no, we're gonna make it more difficult, 6 stars, which in some ways I'm okay with things being difficult. I don't have a problem with it being more challenging and more exclusive, the fact is 6 stars, but there's some other issues I don't like about it.
Yes, because this was not announced last week. Everybody was led to believe that this was gonna be a 5-star unlock. And we've also got some stealth buffs that happen around this time, but her being a 6-star unlock or 5-star unlock led a lot of people to believe that they would be unlocking her first time around, and both of us did something for that when Psylocke was announced that you could buy her, and you bought her, I bought her, to use on this X-Men team.
Right. Well, you know, we had this footage of this amazing team composition, and we got the kits, and it looked all good, and it looks like it works very well in Synergy. Now, I do have to say that the footage that we received was beta gameplay footage, subject to change, but I bought Psylocke, knowing that I had the requirements to get, or the assumed requirements of a 5-star unlock. I had a 5-star hand assassin, so I was good to go, and I personally bought Psylocke because I wanted to use it as a complete team. And yeah, there might be benefits to her individually, but I was looking at the whole package and the entire team.
Yeah, I feel the same way. You could put her on a Mystic Hero Brawler team, but that's what I want America Chavez for. I want Psylocke for the X-Men. So yeah, angry people there. And you mentioned a bunch of other angry people that I wasn't thinking of that use their cores to farm these last few characters.
Right,
Hand
if
assassin,
you had let's say a 4.5-star hand assassin or a 4.5-star Nobu, a lot of people immediately start hitting refresh and trying to refresh these characters to get them in time. And you know, they were predicting that they were barely gonna be able to get to a 5-star to get a lock. And it's like, whoops, you know, yesterday or a week later they announced, you know, no, it's gonna be 6 stars.
Yeah.
So that puts me in a difficult position myself. You know, it's like, where am I gonna get those last 90 shards of hand assassin? I don't know, but I'm kind of committed at this point. You know, like I think I'm gonna have to buy whatever packs they send me. It kind of seems like, right?
The lost cost fallacy, or what is that called?
Well, I'm in a different position. I want to make YouTube videos about this stuff. I mean, it's not just for the sake of having the character. You know, it's also a business decision. I'm committed. You know, it's like whatever packs they throw my way, I'm just kind of forced to buy at this point.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy this Colossus one. I think Colossus is coming out later today. I was ready to buy it, but I'm not. I don't trust Fox Next anymore. Not just because of this. There's some other things that went on because of this. So, in addition to this Phoenix controversy, when the patch came out, they also buffed nodes on the Mystic campaign. Now, this is some screenshots. You can see Hand Assassin right here, 33,000 power. Spider-Man, 35,000 power. When we go in game and look at where they are now, 42,000 power and 45,000 power. So they're buffing these nodes that we could use to farm these characters. And they did it stealthily. They didn't tell anybody about it. What are your thoughts on this? I'm sure you 3-starred these already, but what are your thoughts on this stealth buffing to campaign nodes?
The inherent problem with PvE content is that once you beat it, and there's this inherent power creep with the characters that we're collecting and building, the content becomes stale and outdated and useless. And so, from a developer's point, it's like, well, we created all these Mystic campaign nodes, and now anybody can beat it at any time. I mean, we've even got that, that Stark tech where you can give your damage boost your whole roster. They have to offset all of that power creep. But my problem is that back in August, they said that they needed to do that from time to time, but they said that they were going to give us notice. And so my problem is with stealth buffs that weren't disclosed to the public. And my position is just do what you already said you were going to do public. This was on the community message, 8/31/2018. I'm sure you want to read it right there.
Yeah. All right. So this is in relation to buffing current content, because they were doing that a lot. And in this case, with the Deadpool raids, they actually weren't buffing current content. They're just reducing the rewards of their current content. So they're kind of backwards back what they were doing. But what they said was, our goal going forward is to keep rewards and difficulty as consistent as possible. And if and when the game balance does require change, we'll be sure to communicate that clearly in advance. Did you get any notice about Mystic nodes being changed?
Well, I mean, that Mystic node, you just made it a lot harder to get those farming nodes to farm those characters. So a lot of people were trying to advance inside of the nodes, the Mystic campaign, so that they could start farming these characters. But what affected me severely was the stealth buffs to the beta raid. That raid is hard, and I know my roster is getting better and better and better every week, but that raid is at least 2 times more difficult than the last time it was launched. I mean, I haven't seen the numbers, but I know it's way harder.
Oh, and not only that, not only did they buff it when the patch came out, it seems like it got harder since then. Because my alliance did 100%, I think it was Monday. And yesterday we tried for 100% again, and we didn't even come close. And this time, yesterday, I was spending cores. I was doing a lot more than I did on Monday, and we got to like 80%. So they're doing something with these beta rates as well.
We hit 60% with 5 minutes to go. Something changed. It's a lot harder.
So yeah, they're going back on what they said in August of last year. And they also said some things that is particularly related to this Phoenix issue that's going on right now, because I don't know if you guys remember back then, but people were very upset when the Kree was required for Nick Fury. You know, farming bad characters to get a good character just doesn't feel good. What are your thoughts on that? Because I said they wouldn't do that anymore.
It didn't really bother me that much that Hand Assassin's kind of useless. What bothers me is that the contradiction here in this post says that, in the future, we're going to give you relevant characters. If we're going to have a legendary event, the requirements for the legendary event are going to be relevant characters. Because that was the big problem with the Shield event. When the Kree first came out, they were absolutely useless. Now they are okay. They're useful. They have their place, right? Hand Assassin is in that trash category, in my opinion. And so my thing is not so much like, do what you're going to say. I mean, if I'm going to be forced to star up Hand Assassin and Nobu, at least make them, the pinnacle of the Hand faction, where, in my opinion, Hand Blade Master and Hand Assassin were probably the worst And
Yep,
now
I
we're
agree.
kind of forced into the hand assassin because, we want to get Phoenix, who's going to be the best. I mean, they're pitching this Phoenix as being the best character, best team in the game, going to be stronger than Brotherhood and Arena. So throw us a bone. Give Nobu and hand assassin a buff, mostly just because you said it right here in this post.
Yeah, but let me read their exact wording because I think some people will find it surprising. I didn't remember some of this stuff. I didn't remember about the useful characters. But in longer term, we're committing to make sure these characters needed for legendary events are also relevant outside the legendary event. This can mean individual buffs or creating greater synergy bonuses among the group required. What synergy do you see between villain mystic controllers? Because I don't see a lot of synergy. They're not buffing these characters. They're not creating synergy.
I really think some guy with a spreadsheet went and found a character that people didn't have a lot of it, by sorting, and villain mystic controllers. It came up with 5 exact characters, and one of the characters, hand assassin, was probably drastically understarred from the community as a whole, and they said, there you go, that's the requirements for this event. That's exactly what happened.
I think that's exactly what happened too, and they forgot about the commitment that they made to their players in August in this blog post here. Now let me show you what it says in game, because not only do you have to get them to 6-star, it looks like you're gonna have to gear these guys way more than a previous event. Look at this sentence right here. The road to victory won't be easy, and only commanders with top squads will be able to achieve success.
Right, and I'm not saying that Nobu and hand assassin should be, Ultron level or Minerva level, but just at least make them, the pinnacle of the hand team. At least, on that particular, because right now, hand assassins, debatable, probably the worst, tied with Blade Master, right?
Yeah.
As far as usefulness.
I
And
would
it's
agree.
like, well, if we're going to be forced to doing it, and then the post says here that, they need to be relevant, well, make hand assassin relevant. I mean, there's a reason why people did not star up hand assassin. It's because not great, right?
Yeah, and I didn't put a lot of gear on hand assassin either. So, this breaking the promise is what really annoys me. They made these promises and they're not living up to it. And I think for me, at least, that is the big issue here. And believe it or not, guys, this is not the worst thing. I know you had a experience in a different game you play, the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which this game is kind of based on. What? Tell everybody about that, because I know I've talked to you about that.
I gotta tell you, we got 3 weeks notice on this change, and my issue was that people made buying decisions based on the information that was given last week, and so things changed. And I don't have a problem with the difficulty of the event or the exclusiveness of the event. I mean, I don't think everything should be free the first time for everyone. I think things need to be. I mean, that's the nature of Hero Collector games. If you want to be the best or have something first, there's going to be a premium for that. So the 6 stars makes sense to me. Now, I just want to paint this picture of the way one of the last legendary events went down in another game. Imagine that instead of several weeks notice, we had 1 day's notice. And instead of the event running for an extended period of time, like a week, it only ran for 3 days. So not only did you get 1 day's notice, the event was only 3 days long. Then the requirement for the event was not only a 6 stars, in that game, it's 7 stars, but in this game, it's 6 stars. But also the gear had to be maxed, like gear 13. Can you imagine having villain Mystic controllers at gear 13 maxed out? And then the difficulty of the event was insane. So if you went in with the minimum, which say on this event right here, the minimum is 6 stars. The event took 3 hours of randomness, or no, 7 hours of randomness if you had like the minimum, which is 6 stars. And if you had the maximum, which would be the 7 stars, it took like 3 hours. And then the character came out. And then immediately after the character came out, it's like Nick Fury and Magneto get some sort of nerf because we need to ensure that Phoenix is the best character in the game. So getting 3 weeks notice is fine. It's just that in that week where we didn't have that information, people made buying decisions with real world money.
Yeah.
People bought Psylocke. People spent refreshes and cores to get those probably Nobu and Hand Assassin up to 6 or 5 stars. People spent money, and that's not right.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I mean, when you put it in perspective of how bad it could be and what we actually got, it's not all the way on that spectrum. My problem is that they're breaking their word yet again, and my level of trust for Fox Next is going down. And I want it to be up because I still like this game.
We have 3 weeks. 3 weeks is better than 1 day.
That
is my biggest pet peeve of all time.
It is.
3 weeks is fine. I'm glad that they're communicating with their, I think it would have been better if they would have did it the same time that they announced that this character was coming out.
Oh, I think there would be very little problems if they did it that time.
Yeah, I think this change was made after the fact because we actually had gameplay footage of 5-star, so they probably, again, that guy with the spreadsheet said X number of people are going to get this character if we push it out at 5 stars versus this number of people is going to get it at 6 stars, which I don't have a problem with that exclusive idea. But it's just that people made buying decisions based off the information that we had a week ago, and I think that needs to be remedied somehow.
I do. All right. So on your channel, we talked about some solutions. I couldn't come up with anything because I couldn't come up with anything good. I don't know if they could legitimize it and bring it back to 5-star again. I think that destroys their credibility even more. Yeah, but you had some good solutions. What solutions did you propose? Because I liked yours.
Okay, well, I just want 2 things. If they're going to change things and people made buying decisions based on a change in that 1 week time, they need to figure out if people made purchases with real world money based on information, and that needs to be solved, or people need to be made whole one way or another, right?
Yes.
And then secondly, I just want them to do what they said they were going to do in that blog post back in August.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, back in August, they said, if they're going to have to rebalance things, PvE content, give us notice. Tell us what it is. We will complain. I promise you. Promise you will complain. But the stealth buffs, just do what they said. They said they were going to notify us, and they didn't. And then they also said that if they're going to require characters for legendary status, and we're going to be forced to do them, and they definitely said that right here in the in-game notification. They also said it's going to be difficult. Then we need to have some sort of usefulness of the characters in line with the Kree faction. I think that's a good baseline. I was pretty happy with the Kree rework. I didn't think Kree should be amazing, but they shouldn't be trash. And I think Hand Assassin is trash, and she needs to be elevated. That's all. Just do what they say they're going to do.
I would agree with all that. I'd add one more thing, more transparency. Let us know a lot of these decisions as they're going on. If they're subject to change, say, hey, this is subject to change, but we're thinking of this. They did that at one point, and they kind of got away from that. So I would like more transparency with some of these decisions. That's about it. But we're going to do the giveaway in just a little bit. But before we cut away to that, Trevor, tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, so my Marvel Strike Force channel is OhEmGee, and then my Star Wars Galaxy of Cheros channel is MobileGamer. So it's kind of confusion. Some people know me as MobileGamer, other people know me as OhEmGee, but I'm Trevor, and you're Paul.
Yes. Cool. Well, thank you again for joining me. I'm going to cut away to the giveaway, and thanks. All right, guys, and now it is the moment that I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for. It is time for the giveaway. Yes, I'm drawing a winner, and I am on commentpicker.com. Just found his site with Google, and this is where it got. I tested this a few times before I did the contest, and it seemingly worked pretty good. So what I'm going to do is put in the URL right here. It's going to filter out the duplicate users, and it's going to see how many comments were left on the video. Let's see, 659 users. Wow. All right. So there is I'm not going to win my own contest. So there is a 1 in 658 chance of you winning. And I will let this bot or whatever this is, I will let it do the work and pick the comment randomly. So here we go. Good luck, guys. And if you don't win this time, there may be another contest coming soon. All right. Yes, it's true is the winner. Congratulations. Reach out to me. You can respond in this video and let me know how to contact you, or you could reach out to me on Discord and let me know if you want a Google Play or an iTunes card. That is it, guys. Congratulations. And if I do another contest in the future, hopefully you are the winner. Hopefully you like this video. If you did, please subscribe because there is more stuff coming. Join the notification squad so you don't miss out on any of the videos. And I will see you next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, out!